Hey guys, how's it going? We're in sunny California and here we are at the entrance of Eaton Canyon, and this is actually located in the San Gabriel Valley. It's at the base of the San Gabriel Mountains. And why are we going on this hike? Because there's a really awesome waterfall at the end of it. So let's go explore and see what happens. Eaton Canyon is a canyon beginning at the Eaton Saddle near Mount Markham and San Gabriel Peak in the San Gabriel Mountains in the Angeles National Forest. Unfortunately, we are in a state of pandemic throughout the world and California. And the thing is that in order to actually have access to this trail during these times, you're going to have to actually register on a county website. And you're going to have to make probably a reservation maybe a week before you actually want to take the hike. But the reservation is free, and be sure to do it a couple of days before you actually want to do this hike because, well, there's not a lot of spots, there's not a lot of slots. And yeah, if you don't reserve in time, you're not going to be able to come here. During normal times, the main parking lot is usually very full, but with the pandemic happening and the fact that the hiking trail is accessible by reservation only, parking your car won't be a problem. Here we are at the beginning of the hike, and what I really like about this hike is it's actually not that hard. You know, some of the hikes in California can be really steep, but this one is really pleasant, it's super easy, and then at the end you get to a beautiful waterfall, and you're gonna see on the way there it is also pretty nice and really mesmerizing. The Eaton Canyon Falls trail is the major highlight of the trail. The actual length of the canyon trail is 3.5 miles and is heavily trafficked out and back trail. This is something that I really love about California is its nature and the fact that it's so desert-like. If you look at all the plants around here, they look dry, they look semi-dead, but actually they're really alive and there's actually much more green than you would even expect. And believe me, if it rains, everything gets so luscious. But nowadays, we are in February in California, so technically, it's summer again? Not really, but anyways, the nature looks beautiful, it's dry, it's desert-like, and really is such a beautiful view to see. Warmer spring and summer temperatures create longer and more intense dry seasons that increase moisture stress on vegetation, making forests more susceptible to severe wildfire. California is known for droughts, and well, we are on a hike to go and see a beautiful waterfall, and usually on the way, there's actually streams of water. Actually, where I'm standing right in the back, there's usually water streams, and you're able to jump over the rocks and kind of feel like Link in The Legend of Zelda. But unfortunately, I guess they weren't kidding when they were saying that, well, I guess California has a drought, and we'll have to do the hike without any water. But at the end, I know that there's going to be a waterfall, and that's going to be worth it. On the subject of droughts in California, rainfall in Los Angeles is quite scarce, amounting to about 375 millimeters or 15 inches per year, and has a similar pattern to that of the Mediterranean climate, but with a drier autumn. We are well on the way to the waterfall, but on the way there we saw a little sign that said Coyote Canyon, and in the distance I see a tree that looks really interesting, so I think we may take a little detour and go check it out. As most hiking trails in California, there are often forks that can lead to different areas. The Coyote Trail is one of these forks. Well, now that's pretty interesting. If you look at this tree looks really mesmerizing from a distance, but up close, I guess it's not the craziest tree. But what I do appreciate is the fact that people actually did paint a bit of the tree with blue. And I guess that's why it looks so eerie from a distance. It just didn't look natural. But me having big imagination, it just kind of reminded me, or it made me imagine that this was a sort of maybe a tree that they would use for rituals and that witches were here. And I just had to see it up close. Since my main goal was to go see the waterfalls, I didn't really explore the Coyote Trail too much. Once back on the trail, I did notice that having to reserve a spot in order to hike the trail does have its advantages because there were actually very few people on the trail. California nature is so treacherous. Well, they do have a lot of wildfires, and as you can see in the back, well, there's a burnt tree. And every year, pretty much, we have enormous droughts and enormous fires all over California. And this is a very small fire, I guess. But yeah, there's some areas where everything burns, and it is kind of scary, but in some way kind of beautiful at the same time. Fires in California have been a problem forever, and while wildfires are a natural part of California's landscape, the fire season in California and across the West is starting earlier and ending later each year. I did tell you guys that this trail is a little bit confusing, and here again we come upon a junction, and basically on one side it says Walnut Canyon, and then on this side it says area closure notice. Well, actually you want to go through the area closure notice, which is basically the extension of Eaton Canyon, and that's going to lead to the waterfall. So yeah, don't get confused. Since the main attraction is the waterfall, as I got closer to it, I did notice an increase in people, but it was very slight. Isn't this beautiful? Nature is just so amazing, and I really have a feeling that we're actually getting extremely close to this waterfall because we're crossing paths with quite a few people, and that probably means that they've been at the waterfall and they're heading back to their car. But in the meantime, I'll just enjoy the beautiful weather, the beautiful view, and just the fact that I can sit in a tree. As much as I said that California has a drought and that a lot of its nature looks very desert-like, well, then you come upon patches of green and beautiful grass, and then you think, well, wait, am I still in desert-like nature California, or am I somewhere else? But that's also the beauty of nature. You never know exactly what you're gonna get, and even in a dry area like California, you can get luscious green grass. We finally found some water. It's not yet the waterfall that I was talking about, but at least it is water, and now I can finally live through my imagination that I'm Link going through Legend of Zelda and fighting some monsters and slaying them to finally arrive to this waterfall. But in the meantime, I guess it is pretty calm here, so I'll have to be content with just enjoying the water and the beautiful nature. Even though the hike is pretty simple, as you get closer to the actual waterfall, there's no way around having to cross a bunch of creeks. This means having to walk over rocks that are sitting in water. Oh yes, I can smell it in the air. There's already some water right here, and there's definitely a little baby waterfall right behind me. So I think we're really getting close to the big waterfall. Definitely as I got closer to the waterfall, all the nature just felt much more fresh and in some ways humid, with a couple of mini waterfalls on the way and rocks along the streams, which made the hike super cinematic. For a quick second I thought I wasn't going to see any water, but here we are. Lo and behold, we're getting close to the waterfall, and finally some cool water. This is awesome. One highlight on this trail is the mountains, which have many different layers of rocks. Many of these mountains are young and have been uplifted from their surroundings by faulting or earthquake movements. Some of the rock types in Eaton Canyon have been dated as well over 2 billion years old. We made it to the waterfall. Doesn't this look great? It's so beautiful. It's not the biggest waterfall in the world, but hey, it is a waterfall and we're able to see it for free. And honestly, the hike is really not that long. It just takes maybe, I'll say, an hour or so if you're not filming a vlog like me. But honestly, it's well worth it. And during the summer, you can actually swim right here at the waterfall. But now it's a little bit too cold, so we'll just enjoy the view. The falls are where the Eaton Creek has a 50-foot drop and are located north of the bridge in the part of the canyon administered by the U.S. Forest Service. If it were a little bit warmer, I would have definitely swam in the water and probably stuck my hand under the waterfall. Maybe it's the film geek in me, but every time I see water like this, I picture a martial arts movie where someone is meditating while the water from the waterfall is pouring on their head. Okay, this concludes my little short hike to the Eaton Canyon waterfalls. I really hope that you guys enjoyed following me on this adventure. Please be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Wasn't this a pretty place? Anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!